welcome back to another installment of the Whatever Buddy podcast. The key word is high. We're high on life here on the WBP, and we're going to talk all about it. Weed. Why the heck isn't it legal everywhere? Gene Simmons. And then poison should be ashamed of themselves. And with that, as they like to say, sharing is caring, so pass that on over to me. And with no further ado, Ryan and Johnny.
What's up, Johnny boy?
Hello, Ryan Harris. Hello. I haven't showered in 2 days.
Hello, listeners. Johnny hasn't showered. That's a new topic.
Yep, there's another new topic for you. Wait, I'm probably talking to a microphone.
Yeah, that would be helpful. That'd be helpful. Did you ever listen back on some of our episodes and your vocal kind of trails off, and I'm like, why is my microphone so damn consistent and Johnny's is so inconsistent? And then I look at our body language. We have the same microphone. Should have said that. Should have prefaced. But you bounce all around. You spin in your chair. Vape.
Oh,
hey, man.
Bouncy,
how's it going today?
It's going good. You? It's 4:20.
Apparently, I'm coming in hot at you. Yeah. Did you go get your weeds?
That was an interesting experience this morning. So I wanted to just pick up a little cartridge for my weed vape, just to hang out on the podcast with you today. I got rehearsal later, Not realizing that today was 420.
Have a day, man.
I had no idea today was 420, and I'm sure if you don't know what 420 is, you're living under a rock. But in the event that you don't, 420 is like the celebration of Weed Day, and I guess it's the code the cops use when you get arrested for weed or something.
Oh, I thought it came from like the time of day that people were like, "Well, I'm off work."
No, I think it was the code that got you arrested, but then it became a thing. At 4:20 in the afternoon, people would smoke. And on 4:20, April 20th, it is the day to celebrate weed. So I went there this morning, and I'm like, why is there? We're supposed to get started at like 10:30 or something. It's like 10 to 10. I'd already gone to Yum Yums and picked up my sandwich, which turned out okay. A couple of donuts. And,
yay, Yum Yums! Got it right.
Yum Yums. And I roll up to the weed store. I'm like, why is there a line down the street? I'm like, oh, God, today's 420.
Oh, yeah.
I go, but if I don't go now, it's just going to get worse as the day goes because it's like 10 o'clock in the morning. It's this busy. What happens when everybody gets out of work?
Does that mean that more people that don't smoke pot are going to buy pot on 420 because it's 420? Or does that mean just people in general, that's a day where they just think, I'm going to go buy it? Like, why would there be a longer line that day than any other day?
Well, because of the deals they give. Because it's 420, it's National Weed Day. So
they give you deals. Okay, cool.
Like I went there with $40 thinking I was just going to get one of these cartridges and have a couple of bucks left over to maybe buy a lottery ticket afterwards, But if I would have had $50 and spent $50, because what I ended up doing was spending the last $6 on two really 1 gram joints, might as well get the deals because it's happening. But if I would have spent 10 more bucks, they would have given me a goodie bag. They're like, you see that black goodie bag up there? And in that goodie bag's over $150 worth of weed, edibles, all sorts of shit that you get for spending $50. Because I didn't have $10 more on me, and I didn't want to spend. I didn't want to go to the. Well, they do, but then there's all these charges. It's like, maybe I'll go back later. They're open till 10. But there probably won't be any bags left. There probably won't be any bags left. That happens every 420. I go to the store and they're like, "Oh, we're out of the free stuff." Yeah. I was there. I didn't have the money. I'm an idiot.
You were there. You should have hit the ATM. You would have paid your service fees, and you would have got $120 worth of stuff, Johnny. Jeez,
I got
You're smarter than that. You're the business guy. You're supposed to be the business guy.
I was caught off guard.
I'm the looks. You're supposed to be the business guy. Use your business mind, my man.
You are the looks guy. I'm
happy you got your weeds.
Dude, it's crazy. The specials are having. You could buy an ounce for $25.
Cheers.
Do you know what kind of shit that is? $25 for an ounce.
I don't. Is that good?
Let me put that in perspective. If I buy a gram of weed, a good gram of weed, or just a regular gram of weed.
How many grams is in an ounce? Math time on the Whatever Buddy podcast.
There is 28 grams in an ounce, I think.
Okay, I'll believe you.
There's an eighth.
Continue.
Listen, there's an eighth. 3.5 grams is an eighth. There's 2/8 and a quarter. That's 7 grams. 7 grams, there's 4 quarters and an ounce. So yes, it's 28 grams of weed. A good gram of weed costs $20.
Okay.
So if you can get a whole ounce for $25, think about that.
It just makes me wonder why you didn't do it.
Didn't have the cash. And the other thing is I'm leaving town in a couple of days for a month. You buy a bunch of weed, it's going to just be stale by the time I get back.
We'll take it with you.
No way. No way. Did you ever see that movie Midnight Express?
Just take it with you.
Dude. You know, my parents showed me that movie when I was 10 years old. Like, what the fuck were they thinking? Dude, don't watch it. You'll never want to go to Turkey. I don't want to go to Turkey because of this movie.
I don't want to go to Turkey without seeing the movie.
It's an unfair assessment of Turkey because I'm sure Turkey's a beautiful fucking place.
Isn't that where Taken happened too?
Well, that was a great movie. Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
God bless.
Badass. He was a badass. I think it was in Turkey.
Okay,
Correct me if I'm wrong.
It's a true story about a guy named William Hayes. Okay. This dude's a putz. And the movie doesn't represent who the real dude was. Yeah, so do I. What do we find? It was the piece of the foreskin they cut off during a press, right?
Putz.
Just could land in your drink. Just like, yo, you got a putz in your drink, dude.
You having the calamari?
That's too much. So, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, William
Midnight
Hayes.
Express.
Midnight Express. So he gets busted trying to smuggle a couple of kilos of hash out of Turkey. At the time, it's in the 70s, and they're having all these terrorist attacks on the airlines. So they have this extra security that wasn't there before. See, in the movie, they make it seem like it's his first time that he's ever done this. I've gone digging on the guy, and there used to be a show on National Geographic Channel called "To Catch a Smuggler" or something like that. Or what? It's not To Catch a Predator. It was a.
That's what it sounds like.
But basically, it was about people who got arrested in other countries, and in most cases, it was for smuggling drugs. And they had one on William Hayes, and in reality, he was doing it all the time.
Who played him in the movie so I can picture this human?
I don't know, some 70s guy. The movie's from the 70s too.
Cool question, Ryan.
So, in this National Geographic version of this guy's story, the guy himself is telling the story. And when he got busted in Turkey and ended up going to prison, he had already done it like 4 times. Like he got busted on his 4th or 5th time. He was getting greedy is what happened there.
As you do.
And what had happened was all the times prior to the time he got caught, they never had that extra security. And then because of all these terrorist attacks, they had this extra security before he got on the plane. Tried to skip the line, totally gets busted.
How was he doing it? Where was he putting it?
Just taping it to his chest.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, just like fucking bars of hash.
Doesn't it smell? You can't smell that?
You know who was in this movie that you might know? He didn't play the main guy, but he was one of the guys in the prison.
Don Johnson?
Bill Murray's brother. Who's Bill Murray's brother?
Phil Murray?
Not Phil. Who's Phil Murray? Who the fuck's Phil Murray?
I don't know.
Anyway, so he goes to prison and he gets an original sentence, and then they want to make an example out of him. So they give him like a life sentence or something. To make a long story short, he escapes from prison on the Midnight Express, which is the train that goes from Turkey to Greece.
This guy's an outlaw. I like it. I want to watch this movie now.
It's a good movie. It's a sad movie.
Why would you tell me not to watch it, though? Don't worry. No spoiler alerts. It's from the 80s or 70s or whatever.
Because it gave me a perception of Turkey that's made me I'm scared of Turkey. I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to end up going there. I've never played Istanbul, amazingly enough, but I'm sure it will happen.
Did he go to Turkish prison? He went to Turkish prison.
Yeah. And they beat the shit out of him, and it was just like terrible stuff. Terrible stuff.
Got to throw them hands. You go to the pokey. You got to throw them hands.
Yeah, but I forget why. Oh yeah, because you were telling me to take the fucking $25 ounce with me on fucking tour.
Well, don't. No. I was kidding.
Yeah, no chance.
In case you hadn't picked up on that, but
yeah, no, won't be taking the weeds. I do leave in a couple of days, and like I talked about last week, completely like
You're a little
nervous.
disheveled. You're a little disheveled.
Oh.
You're
I haven't been staying at home. I've been sleeping on the couch the last few days, because we were staying at a friend's house to watch the girlfriend's dogs.
Oh, so the last like couple days before you leave, you're sleeping not in your own bed. That would bother. I think that would. I don't. Would that bother me? It might bother me a little bit. I don't know.
Thank you.
Dude, that's something funny happened to me. This was like a couple weeks ago, but I was hanging out with my buddy and we were working on a song and got a phone call that some people we knew were nearby. It was somebody's birthday, and I haven't gone to a bar since the pandemic. Dude.
It's
haven't.
weird that first bar experience after the.
It was my first. It was my first bar experience, and not only that, it was. Were you ever the sober guy in a bar around a bunch of drunk people?
Every time I play locally,
it's strange. It's really strange. So like you just kind of.
Why were you sober? Oh, why you're not drinking?
No, because we were working. I was working on music, so we were just sitting there working on music. Got a text message, come meet. Cool.
Oh, they were already drunk.
Yeah. I was like, let's take a break. We'll go for a minute and come back. The people we were meeting weren't drunk, but the people at the bar were. Anyways, the point. So we sit down in a booth, our little group. We're talking, whatever, and there's this girl that, from afar, was attractive. Had like a nice blue dress on and was like dressed up and, looked good looking. But then kind of like got a little closer. I saw she had a wrist brace on. I was like, oh, you have a wrist brace and a dress on. It's like kind of one of those situations.
I don't get it. I don't get it. What's the connection to the wrist brace and the dress?
I don't know. It's not it's a thing in my head. I was like, oh, well, if you have a wrist brace on,
of course you're wearing a dress.
You're probably a shit show, right? Or you're probably right.
Oh, that's what's the wrist? I'm not making the connection, Harris. Please walk me through the connection. Well,
maybe there is no connection. It was something that I thought in my head at the time. But she comes over, and
of course she's a disaster. She's got a wrist brace on. That means she must have fallen while being a drunken idiot
at some point. But anyways, she comes over. The reason we met our group of friends, leaving names out. The reason we met our group of friends was because it was the one guy's birthday. Okay, so she comes over, and the slurred drunken walk over to our table, slams her hand down onto the table, and I just wanted to say happy birthday and blah blah blah, this and that. And as I'm looking up, first time in a bar post pandemic, I'm looking up, and she's
spitting all over your face,
spit going everywhere, dude, and I'm like. Oh. So I'm trying to be cool. Like, I don't know this person. Maybe she's very good friends with, the people that I'm there meeting with. So I'm not going to say anything, whatever. But I was saved by the bell. And by the bell, I mean, there was some old guy, as she's shouting and spitting and talking and everything, walks up and puts his hand up under her dress. And I'm like, dude, she turns around with the cast on her hand, just starts swinging at this guy, like shouting at him, don't you ever, blah, 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 like and throwing punches and everything. I'm like, holy shit, I've been missing out on the bars.
Wow, only in Pittsburgh, dude. I saw some fucking
Never
story.
a dull moment.
I don't know what it was, but something really bad happened in Pittsburgh the other day. I saw it on my news feed on my YouTube. Yeah, like a bad one. What happened? Tell me, because something fucking. I saw it.
I just know.
I was like, it's in Pittsburgh. It's in Pittsburgh. A little girl got killed or something, right? Something like that. Your city's going to shit, apparently.
The whole world's going to shit, man. Maybe today's our lucky day since everybody's at the weed store.
Okay, there's where America's fucking up. Everyone want to hear my story on this one.
So, are we going to be random today? We're going to be random today.
We're going to be random today.
My kind of day. Go ahead.
It's a good day. So, recently, there was a bill brought to the Senate or but it was to legalize marijuana in the whole country. Now, I understand how, for some reason, marijuana has this rap as if it's worse for you than alcohol. Now, I'm not saying it's better for you, but I will tell you the difference between weed.
I will tell you it's worse than alcohol, or alcohol is worse.
Well, I'll tell you this: alcohol is manufactured. Weed is grown in the ground.
Careful.
So, what do you mean?
Some of those dispensaries, man, they got that down to a science.
Yeah, but it's still grown like a plant. It's still a plant. Any way you dice it, it's an effing plant.
Yeah.
They might be able to make it a super potent plant. I like those. But
They might be able to make that plant kick you in the balls, but
a little bit. But nonetheless, there's no chemicals. Well, that's to be debated. But the point I'm getting at is
your
this.
point. Your point.
If they would pass the bill, first let me give the first example of Colorado. The first year that the state of Colorado passed legalized marijuana for everybody, not medical, but you could go buy it like you're 21 years of age, you go buy it like a six-pack. They made $5.6 billion in taxes. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's one state. Times that by the whole country. California has been giving us these extra stimulus things that the rest of the country hasn't been giving. Like, we're going to get a $400 gas credit where they're just going to give me $400 over the summer. You know, all this stuff. The reason why is because we have a surplus of taxes. And the reason why we probably have a surplus of taxes is because of marijuana being legal in this state and the taxes. Because I will tell you this, before it was legal to buy for anybody in California, you had to have a medical card. And I, myself, had a medical card for many years.
For glaucoma?
Yes.
Is that for real?
Was it glaucoma? For anxiety. It was anxiety. Which makes no sense because weed causes anxiety.
You're going to get a medical anxiety card.
Listen,
to get weed.
those weed doctors, they were very straight and narrow guys, really played by the rule book, okay? So
you look like you look like your one leg's a little longer than the other leg.
No, like it seriously went like this. What's wrong with you? Got anxiety. Okay, $45. Cool, thanks. So, with that being said, those guys made a killing for a few years. I should have been one of those guys. The price in marijuana has gone up since it got legal for everybody. The taxes, that are there. So, had they passed the bill that went to the U.S. Congress or Senate, whoever gets that bill, they deny it. And of course, we know which party denied it and made sure that it didn't go through. Now, whatever the reasons might be, I'll tell you the reasons are 100% probably because of the alcohol industry. Think about this. The alcohol
industry's paying off the
Abso-fucking-lutely. Because think about this. A guy comes home from a long day at work. He drinks a six-pack, wakes up hungover the next morning. Or he can come home, smoke a joint, relax probably a hell of a lot more than that six-pack, fall asleep a hell of a lot easier, and not be hungover the next morning. Wake up feeling like a
champion.
Right. So the alcohol industry, the tobacco industry, they would both probably take hits from weed getting legalized.
Science question, is the tobacco industry and the alcohol industry and the marijuana industry three completely separate things? Is there any kind of overlap? There's got to be overlap.
There is. I got to take that back. I would say that tobacco industries, I bet you Marlboro already has their fucking pack of 20 joints lined up, ready to go whenever
they're marketing their vapes to kids.
Yeah. So I think that if we're talking about all the deficits and we're talking about inflation and all that other nonsense, legalize weed and get your ass out of debt in this country.
Yep.
But the problem is the people in charge, and this is where I was getting at, the people in charge are not thinking about the country. They're thinking about lining their pockets and what's best for them.
I mean, even on a strictly moral level, just because something's legal doesn't mean you're going to do it.
Right.
A lot of shitty stuff's legal. Doesn't mean you're going to go do it. I'm not even calling marijuana shitty. I'm just saying, like, just because it's legal doesn't mean you're going to all of a sudden have this new pandemic of weed smokers. That'd actually be an awesome pandemic.
People are smoking weed whether these people like it or not. And you know what? You keep acting the way you do. Your kids are smoking weed. They're just not letting you know, and they're doing, not you, the people who are fucking acting like jerk-offs. Their kids are going to smoke weed, and they're going to do it behind your back, and they're going to lie to your face. Now you've created a drug addict liar, as opposed to a kid who's like, Dad, I smoked a joint the other day. All right, kid, well, you be safe, and just let me know when you're doing stuff like that. It's all good. You're not going to get in trouble. Like, who cares? Your kid's going to smoke pot, whether you tell them to or you don't.
Dude.
And I'll also tell you this. Let me say this. This gateway drug thing, that's probably a real thing. I get it for some people, but I've been smoking weed for a good portion of my life, and it never was a gateway.
hypocritical question flip for you. How many times have you gone to the doctor and they're like, within 5 minutes, well, I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you this. It's like, I don't want to take
You know where that happens is the urgent care. I went to the urgent care fucking this is a couple years ago. I went there because I had like this back pain. I wanted to get some 800 milligram ibuprofen. I came home with Vicodin, Soma, ibuprofen, and 2 antibiotics for, I don't even know why they gave me antibiotics. So they didn't even have a fucking,
That's worse than you than marijuana for sure. I went to the doctor a year ago to get like a blood panel and kind of like checked out. And like the person that comes in and talks to you like 5 minutes before the actual doctor comes in is like asking some questions or whatever. Like, how's it going? How do you think my answers of how's it going were a year ago? I'd just moved back here, you know, and our podcast wasn't killing it yet, you know, stopped playing music, whatever. Those are honest answers. And the doctor comes in, he's like, I'm going to give you Lexapro. I'm like, why? He goes, it could be good for you. Yeah.
I hate Lexapro. That's the only one I ever tried. Hate it.
Well, I'd heard stories that make people say that it's like just you kind of flatline. I don't want that. 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 So I told him no. Well, it could be good for you, or it could just be, you know, it could be an expensive placebo, and would find out that way. It's like, well, expensive placebo. I don't want to pay for that. You know, I kind of had to be assertive on my end of it to be like, I'm not taking that. Nothing against it if you're on it.
He probably gets a kickback from Lexapro for fucking prescribing it.
Yeah. But the point was, I mean, how easy it is to get that, but, you know, can't buy a plant in most states. I don't know. I don't even smoke weed, and I don't even smoke
we were talking about the weed. They should just legalize weed. That's what this comes down to. Legalize the weeds. Get over it. What's the problem? You want to be that much different than California? Is that the problem with everybody else? They're like, oh, we fuck it. Why does everyone hate California, by the way?
I don't know.
What's the deal with that? Everyone hates California. Why?
Dude, it cracks me up. I'll talk to people since moving back, and they're like, oh, man, I bet you're happy you're not paying all those California prices, blah, blah, blah. It's like, it costs the same here. Living, it's more expensive to pay rent there. Everything else is the same. Guess what? Groceries, same.
Gas isn't, I'm sure.
Gas is minimally different.
It's got the best weather in the country. No lie. Florida, fuck yourself.
By far.
There's no humidity here. It's like Southern California is the epitome of the best weather on the planet.
The best weather. Yeah.
You know, the bottom line is, I don't know why people have a hair in their ass about they're like, oh, the homeless. They're saying, oh, homeless. Yeah, we got a bad homeless problem.
Well,
you know, they're just smart. Well, listen, smart homeless people. If you're homeless, where are you going to go? You're going to go where it's warm. Are you not? You know, I would. If I'm homeless, I'll go where it's warm. And everybody get off the homeless people's ass. They're homeless. They already got it bad enough. You know,
let's not endorse the sanctuary city. I mean, we're kind of, you know, I'm pro California, but I'm definitely anti sanctuary city.
What's sanctuary city?
With the whole, like, you can be on the sidewalk without loitering.
Yeah, that shit does suck. It's made it a little bit crazy. The mayor's probably the one to blame for that. Probably lose in the next election, whatever.
Probably,
but
probably.
You know, the reality of it is that the homeless thing's a problem all over this country, man. It is not just California. It is what it is. It's circumstantial. It was going to happen.
It's an exhausting conversation.
It's exhausting.
I do not like having.
Depressing.
And I would like to take this opportunity.
It's helpless.
To move on. Let's talk about. What do you want to talk about? I have a topic.
All right.
Anything else?
Well, we were going to talk about my first band today. I don't know if today's the day to do it. I don't know if today's the day to do it because I think it'd take a lot more time than what we're leaving it with. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow.
Let's do it later. Yeah. Let's dangle the carrot.
We're dangling that carrot. We're going to talk about Rampage, my very first band.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that. We're going to go through the history of that, the members of that, and listen to some recently recorded stuff. So it'll be interesting. The interesting story to talk about. I do want to talk about the Gene Simmons thing. That I do want to talk about because Gene Simmons is now like the new Gibson Thunderbird guy, right?
I don't know if he's the new Gibson Thunderbird guy, but Gene Simmons has a new Gibson model that is like G2. Right. It's a Thunderbird base.
Now let me ask you something.
Yeah.
In all the years of you being a big Kiss fan, and I've been watching a lot of Kiss shit lately.
He's never played a Thunderbird. He's never once played a Thunderbird.
Never once seen it.
I will say this. If he played a Thunderbird one time in Wichita, Kansas in 1978,
Because he
I'm
needed to
unaware
borrow
of
the
that.
opener's bass.
Yeah, I'm unaware of that. But as far as the documentation
used-
of Kiss,
Two of them. I know
seen
two
it.
basses. Two basses he always uses.
yeah.
The Black Punisher and the Axe.
Yeah,
They're the
and
only
the
two that I
Axe.
can recall. They're the only two I can
then-
recall. Now, let's
Back in
take
the
a look.
early
Maybe
days, he did play Gibson. He played a Gibson Grabber back in the early days.
What's
That
a
was like the
Gibson
kind of-
Grabber look like?
Gibson Grabber. It's like kind of a big body. It looks sort of like the Punisher that he plays if you would make the body bigger. But yeah, I've never seen him play a Thunderbird.
I think Hewitt's.
Hold on. Embrace that cough. Johnny, embrace that cough, buddy. Yeah. You need a dump button, a cough dump button. Also, happy 420, Johnny. Here's the Gene Simmons
You're not sharing.
new signature model Gibson Thunderbird.
I don't know if
The following is a paid commercial program.
I like this
Gibson
this concept of the
Brought to you by
commercial. It's like
Gibson
an old infomercial,
Yeah, it's like retro throwback. Kind of. It's supposed to. It's intentionally cheesy.
like late night TV
Once
commercial
in a
shit.
lifetime, a product comes along that is a solution.
But also
for
Gene's
all.
narrating it.
This
Yeah.
is the vehicle for maximum self-confidence.
Do you think that's how he talks when he's banging
Gene
chicks?
Simmons, Gibson, G squared.
I think this is a vehicle for maximum confidence.
I'm Dr. D. Damone of the Institute for Bass
Dr.
Guitar
D.
Solutions.
Damone. What's that even mean?
I've played internationally.
I don't know,
for
but
50
Damone
years
from Fast
in the
Times at
world's
Ridgemont
famous band.
Yeah.
Are you bothered by any of the following symptoms? Feel like a loser? Are you bullied at work or school?
Oh, dang!
Do girls ignore you?
Ew. He smells.
Dumb!
That's a shame. Do you suffer from UBS, ugly bass syndrome?
UBS.
Not enough bottom end?
Not enough bottom end, not enough
to your
punch,
bass?
bad intonation.
Bad intonation? Good Lord. Stop right there. Don't touch that dial. Your problems are solved. I have the cure, the solution.
No license
A
required, no
Thunderbird.
doctor visit, and only one trip to your music dealer.
My friends at Gibson Guitar and an independent panel of judges have researched and determined the most effective solutions to all of your bass problems and have created it just for you.
It's good looking bass.
Gene Simmons
It is a
G2
cool-looking
Thunderbird
bass.
In ebony.
And I'm just getting started.
The Gibson G2 Thunderbird bass!
Order now.
Order now. It's a good looking bass.
Well, yeah, but didn't like
$4
they
grand.
have
$4
it,
grand.
like-
$4 grand. $4 grand.
Didn't
$4
Nikki
grand.
Sixx do something like that back in like the early 2000s?
Yeah, he had almost an identical bass.
But here's the thing:
Almost
Nikki Sixx
identical.
plays that bass.
Yeah. Gene.
Hey,
Gene taking another money grab. It's a cool commercial.
God.
I mean, like the whole
no,
retro.
no,
Look,
yeah,
if you're
I mean,
gonna get
that's cool.
if you're gonna get mad at Gene Simmons for being
Not-
cheesy or whatever,
Well, I'm not going to get mad at Gene Simmons for taking an endorsement and getting paid.
it's like getting mad at the Easter Bunny because you found out it wasn't like Jesus' pet rabbit or something. You know.
No, or if you get mad at any athlete for taking an endorsement from Nike.
Yeah. I like my metaphor better.
So do I. I how much money does Gene Simmons need? I mean, I get it. I guess.
More.
Well, the guy's a sober dude, so now he's married, so I guess he's just
Yeah.
addicted to money instead of sex.
I think. I think
But-
money is his drug. It's like how much
Yeah.
can I get of it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. More power to him.
Yeah.
I've changed my
More power to
ways
him.
with Gene Simmons. You know, Gene, I've come around.
Gene, it's a good looking bass.
Good looking bass. Hey, so there we found a really good ripoff. We stumbled
Yeah.
upon it. We stumbled upon an article title that was the guitar player of Europe saying that he should have sued Bret Michaels and CeCe DeVille. So
Yeah.
of course it piqued our interest.
Piqued our interest.
So we
Seemed
check
to
it
serve
out,
our purpose.
and the guy probably should have sued Bret Michaels and CeCe DeVille because his band before Europe was called, what was it called?
The guitar player from the band called Europe. Everyone knows The Final Countdown, that band. So he had a band before that called Easy Action, okay? And they had a song that, let's just play them together. Sounds a little bit too coincidental.
Keep in mind, just remember the name of the band. The name of the band is
Easy Action. The band is called Easy Action.
Right.
And which do you want to play first?
Well, let's play Easy Action first. Let's play up to the first chorus, the end of the first chorus, okay?
Okay. We got
Easy
it right
Action,
here.
I assume
Easy
they're a
Action,
Swedish
a song
band.
called We Go Rocking. Easy Action, We Go Rocking.
Where are you starting it from?
From like going into the chorus.
Don't we want to hear any of the verse or just the chorus?
You know what? Let me do me and you do you, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
That's the band Easy Action.
So that's the band Easy Action, and then this is way too coincidental.
With their song called We Go Rockin'. And this is the band Poison with the song I Want Action.
I Want Action. I Want Action.
Ooh, let me tell you what I want. I want action tonight, satisfaction all night.
Identical. Literally.
Identical.
Poison,
I Want Action is a ripoff of Easy Action.
Easy Action, We Go Rockin'. I Want Action is exactly like We Go Rocking.
Yeah, but we're talking about bands of guys that would be our dads.
Music was better back then, dude. There was something about that simplicity that I like.
People like, you know what happened was people got too cool.
Yeah,
Cheesiness is good. People are scared to be cheesy now.
Yeah.
When The Darkness came out, I remember personally being like, wow, these guys got balls for doing this right now. Because it was in a time where it was just like...
Wearing the cat suit and stuff.
Wearing the cat suit, singing super fucking high. Basically, they're a glam band. They were like a glam band in the fucking middle of... what year was that they came out? But it was at a time that was not...
2000s. Like 2000s.
Yeah. It was just in a time where it was
they're
like...
still
not
doing
like,
it. They're still out... They're still out playing and doing it. Yeah, they're awesome. Go Darkness.
But like it's they had the balls, and every now and again you got a band that has the balls. Tober Negro had the balls too. Fucking before Hank passed, and I guess the new guys looks a
Johnny
lot like
Mumblемouth just said Turbo Negro. I couldn't understand what you said either. It's a cool band.
Thanks. Cool band, but Hank, he was like a fat dude who fucking went on shirtless with a fucking cape and Alice Cooper eye makeup on. It's just like, yeah, fuck you. And sometimes you gotta have that fuck you, and that's what they had a lot more of back then. Nowadays, people I think worry too much about, I don't know, being too cool for their own good.
It's a thing. It is a thing. I don't know. It's a different level of cool because back then the whole like tough guy rocker attitude, Hey, dude. So my AirPods are gonna die, and I'm gonna plug my little cord in, and that's gonna give you time to think of some questions. Yeah. Yeah, dude. All right. So, AirPods took a shit. That's cool. Can you hear me? Oh, hey, man. Nothing like putting in fresh set of headphones and listening to you chew food. That's cool. Dude, you're a gross man. What kind of donut you got there?
Vanilla frosted with sprinkle.
No one wants to hear you chew, Johnny. Why don't you put that donut away for 10 minutes and let's finish this podcast? Yeah, that was an executive decision by your partner over here. Okay? Yeah, lick them fingers. Lick them. Lick them.
For you to change your headphones.
Yeah, because people like to hear chewing.
My first question, Ryan Harris.
Yeah. Get into it.
Does it annoy you when I eat with my mouth open?
It annoys me when I have to listen to it. It annoys me when I don't care. Like visually, that's all good and fine and everything. But when I have to hear the intricacies of it, I don't like that. I don't like them shits. Yeah, those.
I hate them.
I don't like them shits. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Besides my recent having to switch the headphones here, I'm pretty consistent. What's it like to have like just a rock solid, steady podcast partner?
I think it's wonderful because without the rock, we'd be all over the place because I'm definitely the pinball.
Yeah, okay.
What's it like to have a pinball as a partner of the podcast?
Never a dull moment. Definitely brings brings the added like these random thoughts and things to turn into funny conversations. I like that. I'm not shitting on you for being a loose cannon.
If we were both rocks, that we probably would never move.
It'd be a boring. But dude, could you imagine me doing a podcast with another me?
We'd be just very sturdy.
Shit would be boring.
Be sturdy. It would definitely be a little vanilla.
And could you imagine you doing a podcast with another you?
There would be no like sense of
It'd
order.
be UFOs and unicorns.
That sounds awesome.
Cats.
There's the name of this episode.
UFOs and unicorns.
There you
It's probably
go.
going to get us dozens of listens.
There you go. All right.
Yeah.
Question.
This is my question.
Your question.
What are you going to do for 420?
I'm going to smoke a lot of weed. Start by doing that right now, everybody. I really do think, I got to say, that I think that marijuana overall has probably caused less incidents in this world than alcohol.
Yeah.
And it also keeps you a bit more in control.
And it comes in a nice little compact tube.
And like you enjoy the donuts a little bit more. You enjoy watching television a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. I really dug into something that you have a deep, deep passion for.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do for you on 420 is I'm going to take a big hit. Now since this is the weed vape, what happens is they do cut you off at a certain point so you don't overdose on your hit. Me, I have a very small tolerance of lung capacity. So it's...
so you're going to cough. You're for sure going to cough.
You want to get it to blinker. When it blinks, that's when the hit stops.
You want to get it to what?
We call it a blinker.
Blinker?
So you suck on it long enough till it blinks. And then when it
demonstrate.
blinks...
Demonstrate for the
I'm
folks.
going to demonstrate, but there's probably a good chance you're going to get a coughing reaction at the end of this if I'm able to make it that far.
Oh, yeah. That's my favorite behind listening to you chew food.
All right, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah. If you don't cough, I'll give you $20.
Let's start over. I owe you $20. We'll just clear the debt.
If you don't cough?
Right.
It's a double. So is it double or nothing? Oh, I just won the bet.
No, I stopped. I stopped so I could clarify.
But I just won the bet. Yeah.
I didn't even try, though.
All right,
I didn't
man. Your question.
I got to go to the blinker. We got to try. I had to stop. Sorry. Oh my God. Well, I got
How many noises can one man's nose make?
I was about to give up, and as I was giving up, it blinked, so I hit the blinker. I got the blinker, but I was like, I can't go anymore. Just as I was letting go, it blinked. I was like, I did it.
Good thing that safety feature kicked in.
I know, anymore I would have been in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, man.
Is it my question?
It sure is.
Have you ever had a conversation with somebody who coughs as much as I do?
No. Easily no.
I'm glad to be the first.
Yeah. I've never had a conversation with someone that coughs that much. I've never had a conversation with somebody that makes that many like noises. I've never had a conversation with somebody that crinkles a bag in the microphone more. All the things that the microphone picks up. No.
Does it look like I just got really stoned all of a sudden because I'm looking at myself and I look
Yeah, no, man, you're cool. Nothing to see here.
cool. Stoned, but Jesus. Should have turned the air on in this bitch. It's hot.
Final question of the day. You freaking out now, man?
No,
Yeah, you cool. You got it.
I'm good. I'm good.
Was this a good podcast? Was this a good podcast?
We'll find out.
this
We're
was
gonna find out. Maybe this is our best podcast. We just don't know it.
Could be.
You never know.
Hey, you know, we're trying. We're trying.
We're random.
We're seeing what works. We're seeing what works. Okay.
Today was random. Random. It was 420, so it was like that commercial of this is your brain on drugs commercial. You know the one.
Yeah,
with the egg?
right now I'm looking
Right.
at scrambled eggs. Scrambled eggs.
This podcast was our brain on drugs today. Scrambled eggs.
Well,
And with
your
that,
brain on
everybody,
drugs today.
thank you very much for joining us on another episode of the Whatver Buddy podcast. We are very grateful you came to listen to us today. Make sure you like, subscribe, and report at your local police station whenever you have a chance. And with that being said, you can see us on the YouTubes, and you can see us next week right here on the Whatver Buddy podcast.
See you next week.
Bye.